Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
So I have a couple, but I think the best one is going to be the Ouija board story, and if I didn't live it myself, I wouldn't believe it. So please keep in mind, I'm old. This happened back in the early 90s, and this was before access to the internet and all the other stuff that we have now, where any of the people in this story could have looked this up. It's just so crazy. So when I was around 13, 14 years old, we got a Ouija board. We got our hands on a Ouija board. My brother and I decided that we were going to play it. And the first couple times that we did this Ouija board, everything was completely normal. It was just, yes, no, just silly questions. But then one day when we were using it, the energy in the room, everything just felt different. And the previous times when we had asked who we were talking to, I don't recall if we ever got a name. But this time, when we asked who we were talking to, the planchette on the board started moving around in a figure 8. And oh gosh, to this day, I haven't touched a Ouija board since part of this experience happened. But to this day, I can still hear the scratching sound of that planchette going in this figure 8. When it stopped moving in the figure 8, it ended on the very last letter of the alphabet and then would go back and forth from Z to O, over and over and over again. This was before at least I knew anything about this thing. So immediately things felt different. It didn't feel good and happy and lighthearted, and it kind of freaked us out. And honestly, it's been so long, and I tend to do a good job of blocking a lot of stuff out. So the questions that were asked, I don't really recall, but I remember it just wasn't a good feeling. At the same time, it was almost like this draw to the board after that day. I just had to keep playing with it, and I was involving different friends, and it was oh, let's try it, let's see what happens. Every single time that same name would come up, no matter who I played it with. Because at first I was maybe it's my brother, maybe my brother was messing around with me, but it would come up every single time. And every single time, I swear to you, it was the happy energy was just sucked out of the room, and it would just feel different. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. So like I said, I was just addicted to doing the Ouija board now at this point. So much so that I would become obsessed with the Ouija board. It sounds so strange, but this wasn't my type of personality. It wasn't something that I was I would sit there at school and I would draw Ouija boards and I would draw planchettes, and it just consumed me. Also, at the same time, when this was going on, my brother and I would be at the house, right? We had a bedroom. We shared a wall, but we had a bedroom up on the 3rd floor. And sorry, 3 wasps just came flying at my windshield. So we'd be up on the 3rd floor, and we would hear one of our parents call our name. We'd go downstairs and we'd be yeah, what's up? He'd be what do you want? Well, you called my name. No, I didn't. It's okay. So then same thing would happen to my brother. He would hear my dad call his name. He would go downstairs. Nothing. He would hear me call his name. I would hear him call my name. It was there was something in the house that was mimicking our voices and calling to us and making us go downstairs. So I just watched this back. This is the second time that I've tried doing this. The sound keeps getting screwed up. So you'll see my lips moving and the sound coming after. If you want a part 2, if you're interested, the story gets crazy. But if you want a part 2, just let me know.